The Roman Empire. For 500 years, it was the greatest superpower the world had ever seen. Its legions conquered from the deserts of Syria to the misty shores of Britain. They built cities, aqueducts, and roads that we still use today. And they did it all with a currency backed by unimaginable wealth. Historians estimate that at its peak, the Roman Empire held thousands of tons of gold and silver in circulation and in its treasuries, a staggering fortune by ancient standards. But by the 6th century, just 100 years after the Western Empire fell, that gold was gone. The new kings of Europe were comparatively poor. The grand stone cities were crumbling. The international economy had collapsed. So what happened? Did someone pull off the biggest heist in history? Where did all the Roman gold go? The truth is, the gold didn't just vanish. It didn't get buried in one massive treasure chest. It bled out of the empire for centuries. The first and deepest cut was self-inflicted, the luxury trap. Romans had an insatiable appetite for luxury goods: silk from China, spices from India, perfumes from Arabia. The problem? The people selling these things didn't want Roman wine or olive oil in return. They wanted one thing: hard currency, gold and silver. For centuries, this created a massive trade deficit. It was a river of gold flowing one way. Listen to the historian Pliny the Elder, writing in the 1st century AD.
By the lowest reckoning, India, China, and the Arabian Peninsula drain from our empire 100 million sesterces every year. That is what our luxuries and our women cost us.
100 million sesterces. It's difficult to translate that perfectly, but in terms of sheer economic power, that would be like losing billions of dollars today. Every single year. The empire was slowly bleeding out to pay for perfume and silk. This constant drain of wealth made Rome vulnerable. And that leads to the second leak: buying peace. As Rome weakened, its enemies grew bolder. The poet Juvenal saw that the true danger wasn't an invading army, but Rome's own decadence.
Now we suffer the evils of a long peace. Luxury, a thing more savage than any sword, has descended upon us, and is avenging the world we conquered.
Luxury had made them soft, and the enemies at the gates knew it. By the 3rd and 4th centuries, the Roman borders were under constant pressure. Fighting was expensive, so emperors often chose a different tactic: bribery. They paid massive annual subsidies in pure gold to powerful tribes to keep them from attacking. Attila the Hun demanded and received thousands of pounds of gold. This wasn't trade, it was extortion on a national scale. And when diplomacy failed, the sacks of Rome in 410 and 455 were smash-and-grab operations. They were taking the very metal that held the economy together. But the biggest leak wasn't on the borders, it was inside the treasury itself, the imperial scam. As the gold and silver ran out, emperors still had to pay their massive armies, so they started cheating. They began debasing the currency, secretly mixing cheaper metals into their coins. A coin that was once almost pure silver was now just a silver-plated piece of bronze. People weren't stupid. They lost faith in the money. This caused hyperinflation. People started hoarding the good old coins, taking them out of circulation entirely. The economy ground to a halt. Why accept a worthless coin for your grain? So, the Roman gold wasn't lost. It was atomized. The gold that flowed east built palaces in Persia. The gold paid to the Goths was melted down to create the jewelry of new kingdoms. The gold hoarded by citizens was buried and scattered across Europe, occasionally turning up today as a Roman hoard. The economic system that relied on a central supply of gold simply shattered. Wealth became decentralized. It was no longer about a universal currency, but about land, crops, and local power. The gold-fueled engine of the ancient world had run out of gas. The fall of Rome unfolded as both a military defeat and an economic unraveling, with legions crumbling alongside the empire's financial foundations. The empire didn't lose its treasure in a single cataclysm. It bled out, coin by coin, until the heart of the Western world simply stopped beating. So the next time you look at the Roman ruin, remember that the story isn't just in the stones, but in the invisible flow of wealth that built them up and then brought them down. What other Roman mysteries do you want me to solve? Let me know in the comments below. Special thanks to my Patreon members. Your support makes all of this possible. If you enjoyed this trip back in time and want to help me keep these videos coming, please be sure to hit like and subscribe for more fast history, and of course, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Thanks for watching.